Hello and welcome. I'm Geeta Mohan. You're watching India Today Global, and we begin with some big breaking news coming in. Amid escalating West Asia war, government has mandated all oil marketing companies, Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, Hindustan Petroleum, to prioritize domestic household cooking gas supply, and hence they have acted accordingly. Reports suggest hotels in several cities today had flagged LPG gas shortage. That's the big news that's coming in. The first indication of impact of this war on India and how it hits the various sectors when it comes to LPG gas supplies. Government of India has asked the petroleum companies to ensure that there is a mandate in place to prioritize domestic household cooking gas supply, to ensure that it does not reach home, but it has reached our markets, because they have now acted accordingly. And in several cities today, hotels are flagging LPG gas shortage. That's big news that's coming in. It hits commercial LPG, CNG. Gas supply in India could be the first hit, while everybody's focusing on oil and prices of petrol, fuel, crude oil. The fact is that the storage space for gas is rather limited here in India, and therefore this mandate to ensure that all oil companies prioritize household cooking gas supply rather than focus on commercial interests and commercial supply. So keeping in mind domestic audience and the people of India, the Indian government has decided that hotels right now can face the shortage, but it shouldn't hit home. It has hit India, but yet to hit domestic supplies, which is hitting home. Very, very serious and big news that's coming in. There are reports that are coming in from cities like Bengaluru and Mumbai. So two very important cities, commercial sectors, commercial hub. It's not just hotels, it's also the manufacturing hubs, manufacturing that could take a hit with the shortage in supply. That's the big news coming in. Mandate to continue domestic household cooking gas supply and ensure that that takes priority over commercial gas supply, and therefore hospitality industry would be the first to take a hit. My colleague Pranay Upadhyay joins me for more on this. Pranay, it has hit home. While it has not hit the homes in India, it has hit home.
In fact, it has not only hit home, but it has also started impacting pockets and your kitchen and your dining table. Because, this LPG crisis is now like spiraling up, and government has already changed the booking rules, because for the LPG cylinder booking, now the intervening time for the consecutive booking has been expanded or increased from 21 days to now 25 days, because it was observed that people, those who are booking their cylinders in 55 days have started booking started booking cylinders in 15 days. So to curtail to contain the hoarding, the government has changed the rules. Meanwhile, the restaurant associations have issued advisory, because there is a shortage for the commercial LPG cylinder. The 19 kg LPG cylinder for the commercial use is getting restricted, and in fact the government's priority is to ensure the supply of the LPG cylinders for the homes and for the domestic purposes. But definitely, since most of the LPG supply comes from the Gulf nations, India has a long-term gas supply commitment and a long-term gas supply contract with countries like Qatar and all. So definitely that supply is getting impacted, and I think now that impact is getting felt
Right.
across the nation.
Right, Pranay, keep focusing and tracking that story. It's a big development. We'll be tracking that all through tomorrow as well, because this is going to only get bigger should the war continue. Thank you. Now, as US-Israel combined force strike Iran and the proxies in the neighboring states, the Iran soccer team sang and saluted the national anthem ahead of their final Women's Asian Cup match against the Philippines. 6 days after the decision to remain silent saw them labeled wartime traitors on state TV in Iran. The competition began in Australia last weekend, just as the US and Israel launched airstrikes on Iran, killing the Islamic Republic's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Iranian players declined to sing the anthem before their loss to South Korea in their tournament opener on the 2nd of March, a decision a commentator in Iran's broadcasting TV said showed a lack of patriotism and was the pinnacle of dishonor. The head coach of Iran's women's soccer team, Marzia Jafari, said she wants to return home as soon as possible after they crashed out of the Asian Cup following a 2-0 defeat to the Philippines. Global Players Union FIFPRO called on Australia, FIFA and the Asian Football Confederation to ensure the current and future safety of Iran's women's football team. There was a call for providing asylum. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump, in a post on Truth Social, asked the Australian Prime Minister to grant the Iranian women's team asylum, or else said the US would grant them asylum. But the captain had made it very clear that she wants to go home. And consulting editor sports Nikhil Nas joins us for more on this. Nikhil, quite a controversy over here. It seems like President Trump is trying to capture the audience when it comes to the asylum controversy. But does it seem like the team really wants to stay back in Australia or leave?
Well, Geeta, I'll have to take the words that you're hearing out of the coach with a pinch of salt. I think, you've seen a change of stance from the team. The first game, they refused to sing the national anthem. And now we believe that the reason that they were singing the national anthem in the second game and then also offering a military salute in the final game was because they were coerced to do that. So it is clearly some sort of pressure that they're getting from back home, which is why they're having to do that. So when they come for a press conference and say that we are eagerly wanting to go back to Iran, I'm not sure how much do you need to take that in face value, because as things stand right now, there is a threat perception related to not just the players, but the coaches as well. We know that 5 girls now have already sought asylum in Australia. Yes, President Trump is also playing to the galleries where he said that USA will give them asylum if Australia doesn't. But for the moment, these girls are getting all sorts of support from the Australian authorities. In fact, so far as, what we are finding out that the president of the Iran Football Association wanted to visit the team and speak to them after that first game. Even he was denied visa. So they're trying to keep them isolated. They're trying to keep them away from pressure. And that we are hearing that 3 families out of the 7 that have left the team hotel have received threats directly in Iran. In a circumstances that you see right now, I find it hard to believe that the team members would want to go there. The only reason I think they'd want to go there is, one, because of the pressure that they're getting from back home, and maybe because they fear for the safety of their families.
Well, the latter seems more likely, Nikhil, the safety of their family, and that's why quite a few of them will return. But some of them are seeking asylum and in all probability will get. We'll track that story very closely. Nikhil, we'll come back to you as and when there's a development on this story. Thank you. That's all in this edition, but before I go, we leave you with visuals from Iran. Visuals that not many networks will show. These are visuals of people who've gathered at the Engelab Square, also known as the Revolution Square, in support of Khamenei. This comes even as there was smoke, toxic smoke around Tehran, leading to toxic rain as well. Goodbye. Take care.